Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Destructive News Network news, no matter how destructive. And we have a quick hit video here. We're going to go through this. Nearly $1 million bond set for woman charged with murder of mom holding a baby. This is from ABC 13 Houston. Let's hit the like, support that channel, and let's take a listen.
For a woman who is accused of murdering a mother while that mom was trying to protect her baby. The hearing in probable cause court did not go quite as expected. ABC 13's Bree Berry is live this morning downtown to explain. Good morning, Bree.
Some good-looking reporters.
Good morning. So it didn't go as expected because 25-year-old Trenisha Latavia Miller, who turned herself in earlier this week.
Letitia, let's go back.
Year-old Trenisha Latavia Miller, who turned herself in earlier this
Letitia
week. Miller, who turned herself in. 25-year-old Trenisha Latavia Miller, who
Trenisha Latavia Miller
turned herself in earlier this week. Well, overnight for that bond hearing,
she turned herself in, so they didn't send a the raid unit, the SWAT team in, the marshals, Harris County sheriffs in to get a cold-blooded killer. She got to turn herself in.
Physically appear, but the judge still set her bond at $750,000 for murder and $150,000 for aggravated assault.
Now, I know that the world is on fire, right? And she got her slave quarter plaits in so that she could attach that hair hat to it at will, although I don't know if she's going to have great success finding hair hats in the Harris County jail. But I know the world's on a blaze about bail, the cash bail system. Seems to be like two different thoughts on it. Cash bail is racist. Cash bail is a thing that's put in place by a systemic racist system that takes people and puts them in temporary slavery, even though they are only accused of the crimes that they've committed. And that black people or sun women, sun men cannot afford to get out when there is a cash bail system in place. So a lot of these new age DAs, thanks to Obama, this is the DNC plus Obama mission, was to establish in major metros across the United States these district attorneys that would deprosecute. Deprosecution is the plan that they came up with to slow the industrial prison complex. It would take black people out of prisons or prevent them from going to prisons systematically, where a system is in place that would profit from their imprisonment. I think on paper, those ideologies are not inherently bad. I don't believe that we should be in the business of imprisoning people and then profiting and then having a small group of gliders profit off of that imprisonment. But I don't think we should start with the prisoners. I think we should start with the system and the people that profit from it. But let's continue to roll. I think that the bail set in this case is appropriate. $750,000 for murder and $100,000 for aggravated assault. I think if a majority of people got $100,000 for aggravated assault, we would see a reduction in crime in these major metros that we are seeing an explosion in criminal activity here. So let's keep going.
During court, the crime was described as dating violence.
Dating violence. So we got some representation here. We've got sun women and LGBT here. Put another checkbox or another token in the box for LGBT domestic violence.
Waited between parked cars before ambushing her ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend
What?
while the couple walked home from a convenience store. She's accused of shooting at her ex, but then she turned towards 21-year-old Chantel Wilson. Now, her ex survived, but Wilson, who was holding her one-year-old son at the time, was shot multiple.
We got it wrong.
Then she
Let's take that token out of the LGBT domestic violence box. So she was after, even though she looked like a whole man, she looked like Snoop from The Wire. She was after, that was her boyfriend and his new girlfriend. I don't know who the hell's baby that was, though.
Towards 21-year-old Chantel Wilson. Now, her ex survived, but Wilson, who was holding her 1-year-old son at the time, was shot multiple.
Oh, so this is the typical son man, son woman dynamic. Young people, early 20s in the dating market. They've all got kids. They're all intermingling. And everybody that you date has at least one child that is connected to another person. So it's just this daisy chain of people. And when I say people, mostly women and babies. So you have a girlfriend. That girlfriend has a baby. That girlfriend has a crazy ex. That crazy ex has a crazy ex that has a kid, and so on and so forth. So there's just this big daisy chain of babies and just destruction in the community. And that is a big part of the club let out violence at these clubs that we do videos on. We did one in Wicker Park, Chicago. A lot of those let out fights, a lot of that drama is from the dating world. It is a bunch of animosity towards random people because you are dating a person that has a kid, and your ex is dating a person that has a kid, or your ex has a kid with someone else, and that someone else is mad at you for dating her, and then your ex is mad at her for dating you, and they've all got kids and they've all got exes, and they all hang out in the same places. And that's how we get a lot of this violence and these fights at these nightclubs.
Multiple times, excuse me.
I'm just breaking down a culture for you guys. Don't get mad.
Suspect in court overnight.
My client is a lifetime resident of Houston, Harris County.
Lifetime Harris County resident. Man, we both got it at the same time.
Prior to that, she was working for Amazon, sorting packages.
She sorts. She's not a delivery driver.
And she is doing online classes, working towards her bachelor's degree.
She was just fenced to go to college.
So if she does make bail, the judge did set some conditions. She would have to be under house arrest,
ankle monitoring.
So she cannot have any contact with her ex.
How often does that actually work out? Give me a break here. Man, give me a break. Let's take a look at the comment section to see what's going on. Why would anyone this deranged be set free, period? She should stay in jail until she's sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. What is wrong with these judges? Well, to play devil's advocate, she's accused of these things. I don't know how strong the evidence is. There's a lot we don't know. We can't have a system that just grinds people up. It just does it, like, again, and they're like Soros DAs. She's son woman, so money is how they pay their lavish, expensive bills. No bail means no money for judges and team. I can get behind that. You do realize judges get paid by taxes, don't you? It has nothing to do with people getting bailed out. You genius, stop making excuses. The system gets that money. John Scott, do you really think that someone is going, like, for instance, when you have a really high profile case and you've got someone like a rapper or something, and they drop, $250,000 cash on a $1 million bail, you think that money doesn't go someplace? Do you think the system, the city, the state doesn't benefit from having $250,000 in cash in an account sitting someplace? Do you think that doesn't benefit someone somewhere? You think it just sits in holding and nothing happens with it, and then they return it back? No. You know how much interest you can collect on $250,000 as a state? You can lend that out just like a bank. You can get 9x leverage on that. 10x leverage on that, like a bank. They have that money sitting in an account. That money can be leveraged. They can take interest on that. They can leverage that for additional loans, and it's secured by the state. And if the state fails to recoup, then it's secured by the federal government. I bet you guys didn't know that. So they can make tons of money by having cash bail sitting in accounts. They can leverage that and get loans against it. That's how they pay for things like big salaries for a lot of these judges. That's how they pay for roads. They get bonds. They take that money, they leverage it multiple times over. They can turn that 250 into almost a $2 million in loans with the collateral being that 250, and they do that all the time. That money helps the state. It helps the cities do things. It expands their financial ability and allow them to make investments in things like football stadiums, roads, better roads, highways, expanded budgets for the city, expanded budgets for police agencies. It's all a big game. And a lot of people don't understand how finance works. I wonder if the judges would be so willing to give out bonds if they started hunting them. Man, these people are tired. They are not happy with this system that is in place right now, and they're not happy with the rebuttal or the attempt to change the system. I think we should make more content on that topic. It seems to really charge people up. But this is a very interesting case. I wanted to take a look at it because you don't typically see a woman get a bail so high. So I thought it would be an interesting one to do a story on. And granted, if this is a cash bond and you only have to put down 10%, you're looking at $100,000. And I mean, all you really have to do is have a house, especially in Texas. Most of these houses are worth a couple $100,000 at minimum. So all you got to do is really just put a home up for collateral and she's out. And if she does that, then she's on conditions. She's got to put in an ankle monitor. The taxpayers have to pay for that. You think the city's going to pay for that? You think the city's going to cough up the money for an ankle monitor? They got 9x leverage on a 9 to 10x leverage on $100,000. So that's $1 million in loans that the city can get off of that money. And they're not even going to put up $40 a month for an ankle monitor. They're going to make you pay for that. If she's not going to be able to afford it, you think that woman's going to be able to afford $40 a month for an ankle monitor? Maybe they put her on fees. Maybe they tack that onto her case, and whatever sentences she gets, she can't be released or go on parole until that fee or that fine is paid off. A lot of times they do that, but they probably won't even do that to a woman, honestly. I don't think they would do that to a woman. I've seen them do that to men a lot. Like, I could pull up dockets and you can see the last page of the docket. There's fees, and you'll see just random court fees. They'll put monitoring fees. That's usually your ankle monitor and stuff like that, and your probation officer. They make them pay for that stuff. If you're a woman, they'll probably just push it on the taxpayers. They'll just write it off. But very interesting case I wanted to do. Don't want to keep you here for forever. Yeah, thank you for checking out the channel. Hit that like, hit that share, jump in the comment section. Let me know how you feel, and we'll see you on that next one. Like always, see ya.